Hello everyone, take the sleeve, fold it over once and then thread your needle and slowly begin to make this horizontal stitch to it. Now before you pull it all the way through, wrap the thread around the needle and then pull it through. Make a smaller version of this as well. After you pull it through, it should make this downward facing V shape to it. Now make these horizontal lines to it, make about 3 or 4 of them and then join it all together in the center. Once you do so, then it should look like the whiskers of a cat. This is what it should look like. There you are done. Next, we'll start off by taking this collar, make these folds in the front of it as such. Pull the needle and thread through as such and then continue to stitch them together. As you are stitching them together, then slowly begin to make a loop out of it. Separate the threads and then after you put the needle halfway through, put either of the sides on top of it as such. Make these multiple loops to it and go all the way to the top. Now once you go all the way to the top, pull the needle through and then set the stitching loop in the front as such. Tie it together and this will be a design. Next, as you can see, we have taken the span sleeve and now we are slowly stitching onto it. We are making this V-like shape to it, that is a downward facing V shape to begin with. Now we have made a little portion of it, afterwards continue to do so. As you can see, we are making it all the way to the other side as well. Now, once you have made it all the way to the other side, this will be like a small decorative piece. Then afterwards, you may tie a knot to it and before you do so, however, pull it tight together in order to make it look all the more decorative. Loop the thread around and then afterwards tie a knot to it. Next, we'll start off by taking a sweater. Now in the V shape of it, add the thread through it as such. Make this horizontal stitching to it. Continue to make it wider and wider as you progress with it as such. Now as you do so, this is what it should slowly begin to look like. Now move from one side to the other as such. As you move from one side to the other, this is what it should look like. It'll go wider and wider. Move slowly towards the edges. Add multiple purls into it and then pull this through the thread as such. Now tighten it, add this right through the middle, stitch it in its place. Next, cut off the sleeve and then afterwards, make it a straight cut. Now fold it over on the inside as such and slowly begin to stitch through it. Now thread the needle and then put it underneath and then bring it up at the top as such. Now slowly begin to make this V shape out of it. In order to make this V shape, stitch it vertically as such. Do it from one end to the other. As you can see, we have chosen pink thread in order to do this. However, you may choose a more neutral color thread. Now, as you can see, we have finished one portion of it and now we are moving on to the rest as well. You will have to go all the way around. If you look at the back, the double stitch is what you will see. Now continue to do so. Once you move from one side to the other, then you will fix it. Next, as you can see, this has a hole in it. We've started by threading off our needle and now we are making these horizontal stitches to it. As we continue to do so, we are covering it up. Now go all the way till the top and then once you reach the top portion of it, you may tie it together tight. After you tie it together tight, then press it together. Now once again, once you reach the top of it, make sure that you're doing it as evenly as possible. This is what it should look like. Now after you reach the top of it, then make sure that there are no more holes or gaps that are present that you missed out. Make sure that the gap is as little as possible and make sure that you go from the bottom to the top. Now once you're done with it, this is what it should look like. Tighten it so that it is no longer seen. If there is an even smaller hole left, then you may tie another thread to it or rather stitch it one more time. Thank you for watching.